So welcome everyone to this week's Frontline Story interview. And this week I'm really pleased to be able to interview Roshney. Welcome Roshney. Just before we started the recording, we were just talking about how long Roshney and her son Jeshan have been part of St Matthew's, and I was amazed to hear it's since 2009 when Jeshan was just one, which is extraordinary. So it's been great to have you as part of our church all that time, and great to be able to hear a bit about your work situation, your home situation, and particularly what the lockdown has been like for you. So welcome today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. So the first question is just for you to tell people listening, what is your job? And when life is normal before this pandemic hit, what is it you like about doing your job?
I'm an early years nursery manager. So I work with children between 3 months to 5-year-old. Quite happy place to work at. Always lots of cuddles, lots of smiles. There are quite a lot of tantrums and crying going on as well. But yeah, it's lovely to be going to work every day, different challenges, different situations.
Right. I hope the tantrums of the crying are from the children and not the staff, but anyway. so tell me, how has life become different at work? And then we'll also talk about home since the pandemic's hit. What has it been different?
When it's come to work, parents are always nervous. Obviously, they are very young kids, so they are nervous. So we reassure them a lot, and lots of cleaning as well. So we had to reduce the number of resources we provide for the children, and often clean them, sanitize them, high contact point cleaning and everything going on. Other than that, being with children, there is no social distancing when it comes to being with children. So the staff do work closer with them. So that's the difference at work. When it's come to home, just being at home is sometimes boring. But Jeshan and I have our routines. We watch movies together, play games together, feel like whatever I couldn't do last 10 years with Jeshan, we caught up last 6 months.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, in terms of the work situation, how you're impacted in terms of the numbers of children who've been in.
Oh, that in March, we were nearly 85-90% full. By the time we opened in June, we only had like 40% children coming in.
Okay.
Now September we are picking up, but it's still like 60%. I would say we still haven't reached the number where we were in March.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm imagining you've had to do a lot of rethinking about how the place is laid out and risk assessing and all those things.
Lots of risk assessment, little things we do. Even before opening, we done risk assessment. I have to go in 2 days. We management, we work together, and then now as well, it's more like every week. Especially guidelines change a lot, so we just need to keep it up with it. And parents do have questions as well, so we work together.
Yeah, it's been a very challenging time in all sort of school and nursery settings, I know. So yeah. Tell me, what through this time have been some of the most difficult things for you?
Professionally, when it's come to work, especially during March, just as when the government announces the lockdown and things, financial situations, parents started to question a lot about finance. Ours is private sector. That everything was up in the air. We didn't have answers for certain questions, and parents wanted the answers. So that I was like, as a manager, I was going through quite a lot of stress at that point. My directors were very helpful. We worked together, but yeah, even when we came back in June as well, it's just we have to adjust the opening times because we need to work according to our staffing level as well. So again, that impacted the finance situation. Parents obviously paying the same fee, but we reduced the opening hours. So we have to negotiate with parents and understand their situation, our situation. That financial situation affected a lot when it's come to work. Yeah.
That sounds very stressful to me. But within that, I'm guessing, in fact, you've sort of alluded to some things that you've actually enjoyed through this time. So is there anything you'd identify?
Especially April time, that was Easter, prayer time was going on with church as well. So I signed up with that one. We all, Jashan and I, had that time always 1 hour sit together, pray together, sing together. And I had, like, after 10 years, I think nearly after 10 years, I started to sing on my language. I was like, oh, that makes a difference, because I keep coming to St. Matthew's and everything is in English. So I was teaching Jashan Tamil songs, and we were singing my childhood songs and rhymes and things like that, which was really nice time for us. And then every day Jashan asked for games. When I come home from work, I was like, another time, Jashan, another time, and try to catch up over the weekend. But this time we played nearly 5-6 hours board games and different games. Yeah.
What's the favorite board game?
During the lockdown, he taught me backgammon.
Wow,
we
I'm impressed.
He loves Monopoly. Last Christmas, I bought him lots of little quizzes and stuff like that. So we managed to catch up all those games as well. So yeah, it was great. I was telling him, we were watching different movies, like Avengers movies. We went through all of Marvel movies and things like that. So quite nice time I had with Jashan.
That sounds like you've made the best of the home time despite all the challenges. So well done. And I must say, it's lovely to hear that you've been singing and worshipping in Tamil. So when we're allowed to be back in church and singing, it'd be great if you could bring that into church and we could hear some Tamil worship songs. That'd be really good.
Sure.
So there you go. There's your challenge. So Roshney, it's great to hear a bit about what life's been like for you. Can I just ask, what would you like us to be praying for you, for your work, home situation, family? What would you say?
I have my immediate family and my quite best friend as well as some staff at my work going through difficult time when it comes to their health. Some are hospitalized, some actually can't do any treatments because everything is put on hold at the moment. So I do want to pray for all of their health and their futures as well. Everybody is worried about that.
Yeah. Okay, sure. And how about family back home in Sri Lanka? How are they?
They're all good. They're doing well. Their mom and dad all the time, they are indoors. Mom is getting bored now. Mm-hmm. My brother and family, they started work, and I think schools are open now as well. So they are getting well. They're good. Thank you.
Good. Well, look, thank you ever so much for agreeing to be interviewed. I know it's not the easiest thing, but I really appreciate it. It's lovely to hear your story, and particularly for us to have things that we can pray for you and for those close to you. Thank you for all that you and all the people at the nursery do in caring for young children in our community. It's very much appreciated. And thank you that you do that as part of your Christian service and witness. So, Roshney, thank you ever so much. And I hope it's not too long before we actually see you and Jashan back in church. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.